The subject tonight is love, and for tomorrow night as well. As a matter of fact, I know of no better topic for us to discuss until we all die. I know of no better topic for us to discuss until we all die. But I've got something very important to talk today, and there's been different points, 5 points, but I was just able to muster 2 points. Still there, rest 3, 4, and 5. Gonna discuss later if time permits and mindset happens to be that. We want to talk about Buddha. Buddha is not a religious teaching or a spiritual kind of notion, but I want to talk about research methodology. Written down, you should have jotted down 2 points. I'm going to read them and get a bit of narrative. Just want to share it very short. Want to make it Buddha asking a grieving women that example of Kisa Gautami. Kisa Gautami, you must have heard about this. Example, a wonderful example was it to bring mustard seeds from a household untouched by metaphorically. This is to be used metaphorically. Buddha asking a woman to collect mustard seeds from a household untouched by death, and how this can help us as a researcher, specifically talking the context sociological research, social sciences research. Can it be used just a weird hypothetical possibility I'm talking about, or something which has concrete ground? First point I want to discuss, which is certainly a very important, says like, metaphorically I'm talking about metaphor for universality in social research. Universality in social research. Universal nature of human experiences, it is talking about. Whether you talk about death, you talk about suffering, these are universal natures of our experiences. And you go to developing countries or developed countries, you go to modern people, traditional people, historic, you return back to history, or maybe, some future time in the times to come, or some healthy people, brainy people, smart people, tall people, short people, every categories, every section, every part of our globe, I'm talking about globally, will have these experiences, the blend of these experiences. Death will happen there, sufferings are always there, no matter whether you're rich, whether you're stupid, whether you're high, whether commissioned or non-commissioned, whether you're damn corrupt or non-corrupt, these things will certainly come and greet you. Suffering will come and greet you. Death will come one day and greet you, as it has greeted many great minds and personalities. So these are some kind of universalities. It's talking and teaching us. Buddha's this experience, Kisa Gautami's experience. What is that? And now the use of it. In qualitative research, I repeat, in qualitative research, choosing purposive sampling to capture shared social realities. Examples, like, want to repeat again, sampling to capture shared social realities. Examples like grief, loss, trauma across cultures, various cultures and communities. And this is, I'm talking globally. So what I want to say, this Buddha asking this women collecting mustard seeds from a house untouched by death can certainly be used in a research methodology, teaching us research and its importance in methodologies. So that is what I just wanted to. I was wondering since a couple of years on this important example. Today I thought, let me jot down certain, mull over a bit and share it with you. Still, I've got 3 more points. I'm going to share that later, but today this much, just up to 2 points. Now, examples. We're going to talk about the examples. Where this parable, where Buddha revealed the universality of death, study adopts a purposive sampling, once again I repeat, purposive sampling strategy to explore common socio-cultural responses. Purposive sampling to explore common socio-cultural responses to bereavement, recognition, shared human experiences as key data points. Shared human experiences as key data points. Okay, now point two. Just want to move. The point two is also very important. The headline or the highlight of this is like to emphasize the importance of context in data collection. As a social scientist, data collection is very much important to give a life to your research. It may be hypothetical, it may be, different narratives you're going to be talking, you're going to be addressing it, your research, maybe applied social science, maybe empirical social science, for different domains in social science. But emphasizing the importance of context in data collection and how this is going to happen. The application we'll talk about. Kisa search revealed no household. This lady's search revealed what? No household is free from dead researchers. There's no household. Figure it out. Researchers also recognize that every data set source is embedded in its own context and experiences. They should recognize that every data set is embedded in its own context and experiences. That's very, very important. Use how it is to be used. Contextual inquiry, ethnography, case study methods. The points, just 2 points I want to talk, and I'm sure that there are 3 more points I'll talk, but it's important, just 2 points. Buddha asking a grieving woman, Kisa Gotami, to bring mustard seeds from a household untouched by death. And then her experience and what it revealed and how research can happen, the quantitative research, like I've talked about, grief, loss, trauma, cross cultures and communities, commonalities, universalities. This is how we can train ourselves, our students, our fellow researchers, our academicians. And it's important to look into, certain stories, not this, but true stories, true narratives. We think in terms of religion, we think and mull over these narratives and explanations existing in our history, very relevant and important, just in terms of spirituality, to hike up and jack up our spiritual level or maybe religious level. But as a social scientist, we are first social scientist and later a religious personality or a spiritual personality. Many people will question this back, but I want to say you're first the social scientist. That's your ethical neutrality and values that you want to put forward as a social scientist, as researchers. So we must be always open. Our minds, our hearts, our understandings, our faculties should always be kept open for such kind of learning possibilities, enhancing our dimensions as social scientists. Once again, I want to say. So I want to wrap it once again. I want to say the subject tonight is love, and for tomorrow night as well. As a matter of fact, I know of no better topic for us to discuss until we all die. Thanks a lot for listening and watching. This is Surendra.